Hello, History and Heritage Explorers. In this next series of videos, we will be traveling to our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., to learn more about that historic city. So sit back and enjoy. Hello, History and Heritage Explorers. Right now, we're here at the Martin Luther King Memorial here in Washington, D.C. Let's learn a little bit more about this memorial and the man that it was built for. The Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial is located in Washington, D.C. This memorial honors Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy and his struggles for freedom, equality, and justice. Dr. King's memorial is the first one that honors a African American individual on the National Mall. So who was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.? Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a Baptist minister and social activist who became a notable figure during the U.S. Civil Rights Movement in the mid-1950s through 1960s. Dr. King's nonviolent philosophy and belief of standing up against the injustices that the African American citizens were facing was instrumental in ending the legal segregation of African American citizens here in the United States. Dr. King influenced the creation of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 as well as the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Because of Dr. King's relentless pursuit of justice and equality, he received a Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. Sadly, Dr. King was assassinated in April of 1968 at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee. In 1996, Congress authorized the establishment of a memorial for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in Washington, D.C. The organization that was tasked with this honor was Martin Luther King Jr.'s fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha. Dr. King became a member of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity in 1952 at Boston University, where he was working on his doctorate of philosophy. Dr. King Jr.'s National Memorial Project Foundation was formed and they had held a design competition. 906 entries entered the competition, and in 2000, the design by the Roma Design Group was selected by the competition's judges. The winning design was a stone with Dr. King's image emerging from a mountain. This would be a visual representation of a line from Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. Chinese artist Master Lin Xian became the official sculptor in 2007. Lee worked closely with the Martin Luther King Jr. National Memorial Project Foundation as well as the King family to choose the material, a pink granite, and to select the likeness to use in the final design. The sculpture and the mountain are composed of 159 granite blocks that were transported to Master Lee's studio in China, where he assembled and sculpted a little more than 80% of the statue. It was then disassembled and transported by ship to Baltimore, Maryland, and reassembled at the memorial site on the National Mall. Master Lee completed the last 20% of the design at that site in Washington, D.C. The memorial's official dedication date was set for August the 28th of 2011, the 48th anniversary of the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, but the ceremony was postponed until October 16th due to Hurricane Irene. Each part of the memorial is symbolic. It is located near the spot where Dr. King delivered his most famous speech, the I Have a Dream speech, on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. Excerpts of his speeches and quotes are engraved at the Dr. Martin Luther King Memorial. On the statue is the quote from his I Have a Dream speech given in Washington, D.C. on August 28th of 1963. Out of a mountain of despair, a stone of hope. On the south wall of the Dr. Martin Luther King Memorial are 6 quotes, including these two. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. That is from a 1963 speech, Strength to Love. And his other South Wall quote comes from the Nobel Peace Prize acceptance speech in Oslo, Norway in 1964. I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. This is why right, temporarily defeated, is stronger than evil, triumphant. On the north wall there are 8 quotes, including another one from the Strength of Love speech given in 1963. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in the moment of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Another quote from the North Wall comes from Dr. King's letter from the Birmingham, Alabama jail from April 16, 1963. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. And remember, History and Heritage Explorers, if you would like to learn more about Dr. Martin Luther King or the Civil Rights Movement, take a visit to your local or school library. There are many books available in the biography and the nonfiction section. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and share with others. Thank you from the History and Heritage Explorers.